Well, nobody's. What? This is bullshit. Where is everybody? This is fucking bullshit. All right, fine. Don't watch. See if I care. I don't give a shit. Where are your motherfuckers? You know, you guys better start tuning in. All right, I'm sick of this shit. I was just on Ron Harris's podcast, the Meathead podcast. It was really cool. It was me, Ron, and a gentleman that I've never met before. I think his name was Mike Cox. I know. I didn't make fun of his name. I held back because I didn't know the guy. And he seemed really nice. And his name, I kid you not, was Mike Cox. And I was like, let me shut up. I'm not on my podcast. I'm on Ron's. Ron is a gentleman. But he was cool as shit. But yes, his name was Mike Cox. That's a name that you would like go to like Walmart and say, hey, I lost my brother. Can you call him on the loudspeaker? What's his name? His last name's Cox. His first name's Mike. Oh, shit. You're back from the dead, bro.
Dude, I didn't die, but I was fucking close. I felt like it.
Yeah. Do you know, I was just on Ron Harris's podcast, the Meathead podcast.
Right.
And it was me, Ron, and a guy by the name of Mike Cox, who's a black guy, bald head.
Mike Cox?
Yeah, that was his really name. And I was a gentleman. I didn't make fun of his name. He was cool as shit. He was like a super nice guy, really knowledgeable about bodybuilding, but I did not make fun of his name. But then on the StreamYard, it said Ken Jones, but they kept calling him Mike Cox. I don't know. I was like, let me be nice. I'm on Ron's show. I don't want to be Ron's a gentleman. I was that close to saying.
So you and Ron kissed and made up?
What's up?
You and Ron kissed and made up?
Yeah, well, we never really stopped talking to anyway. You know, it was that even after that one time of muscular development at the New York Pro, whatever it was, 3 years ago. Yeah. Even after that, because it wasn't his fault. He was like, he was caught between a rock and a hard spot, and he's not the type of guy that's gonna say, hey, you told this kid, he's not that type of guy. So I never held anything against him. We kind of kept in touch here and there, and that was really it. He's cool. He's a cool guy, and he's a gentleman.
I like Ron.
Anyway. What is this? Would it be cool if Ron trained you for a video doing a workout at a gym somewhere? If Ron trained me, I mean, I guess so. If he wanted to, I would do it. I don't care, but I think Ron is in where? Is he in Massachusetts or something? I'm in New York.
Is he Massachusetts? I thought it was New York. So. I don't know. Whatever.
It doesn't matter. But I know I'm going to Nashville. I'm gonna meet Lee Priest out there, and I think I'll probably do a video with him when I go out there because I'm gonna be 50 this year.
Damn, you're catching up to me.
The big 50, and I'm like, I'm not turning anything fun down. So I'm going. I have 3 trips arranged for 2026.
Right.
So we're going to the Bahamas. Then I'm going. Yeah, we're going to the Bahamas. We're staying at Bar Harmar or whatever the hell it is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Nashville with Lee. And then I'm going to Aruba in September.
No shit.
Yeah. So, and those 2 trips were booked by my wife because I'll be 50. And so we're not having a party. Although if you want to throw me one, that would be nice.
I'll throw you a big fucking bash.
Yeah, we'll get fucked up. Anyway, how you feeling, man? You
I'm hurting, dude. I'm
still? Yeah. You look much better. You look like you got color in your face and you're mobile. You look better.
I'm getting there, dude. It's just I'm in the gym, I'm doing it, but it's like a slow because I'm still weak. I still feel it. Like I have nerve damage and the strength has to come back, and hopefully the atrophied shit comes back. Did I tell you the story about the doctor?
Well, you told me the first guy who screwed it up.
Yeah.
So okay, if you want to tell, go ahead.
So it's a fucked up story. So I told you, so in case anybody's listening, I had a double disc replacement back in May. And the doctor misplaced the discs. They put them in the wrong. I mean, he jammed them in. They were oversized. It didn't fit right. I was experiencing a lot of pain. The symptoms never got better. I went to go see him. He said, "Oh no, it's normal. It's normal." I get an X-ray 3 months later, and he's like, "Yeah, so it looks like one of them's out of place. We got to go back in and fix it." He didn't show me the X-ray. I showed you that, John, right?
Yes, you did.
Right.
Yeah, it looked like the letter S.
It looked like Frankenstein. Like
yeah, it's like, what the fuck is that?
Neck, you know, so the discs were wedged in the corner, like in the space between my cervical spine was like 2.71 millimeters on the 5.6, and the 6.7 was like 2.83, and the discs are 3 millimeters big. So the
guy literally
he jammed him in. And so when I went to go see him, he didn't even show me the X-ray. He's like, "Yeah, so we got to go in and just fix one of them." He didn't tell me about the second one. So the insurance, he tries to submit it through the insurance, and they kept denying him. Like, they denied him 4 times. Excuse me. So finally, I'm calling up the insurance company, because on the letters they would send me, it said, "We feel as if, we shouldn't have to pay for a botched job that he did." And he didn't even submit them. Apparently, I found this out after the fact, but he didn't submit the proper forms to the insurance company to get it approved. You have to submit it with a recent MRI and an X-ray saying, "Hey, look, here's what's going on. We got to go in there and fix this to make it right." He didn't send any of that. So that's why he was getting denied. And I even called the insurance company up and said, "What's going on? Like, I don't want to be an asshole, but they were great. They were bitches about their insurance companies, but I have to say they were really good." So finally, I got fed up when I called the insurance company and said, "Hey, I'm in a second appeal. What is taking so long for this to get approved? I'm in excruciating pain. We have to fix this." They said, "You're not in a second appeal." I said, "My doctor filed it 2 months ago." They said, "No, we didn't. We never got it." So I'm messaging him like, "What the fuck is going on, dude? Like, do you give a shit?" And he's already seen the X-ray. So what's even worse is that you've seen this X-ray, you know how bad it is, and you're allowing me to walk around for 4 months with 2 discs dislodged in my neck, and the whole upper part of my cervical spine is now shifted this way. So it's crimping down on my other nerves in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right?
Yeah.
And the discs were sitting on the side of my nerves, which is why I was getting all the chest pain and the back pain.
Jesus Christ, man.
It was fucking horrible. So
you have to have some kind of relief by this point now.
Well, all right. So I find another doctor. Okay. Top-notch guy, dude. He calls me back the same day, finds out what I'm going through. He asks me who the doctor is. I tell him. He's like, "Dude, I fixed 100 of his jobs." Like, he's like, "Who the fuck hooked you up with this guy?" And I was like, "Dude, a friend of mine hooked me up with him. I thought he was doing me a favor."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Look, dude, this is a malpractice suit." He's like, "This is really bad, but I could fix it. I could do this, this, and this."
Wow.
He submits it for the insurance, gets it approved in 4 days.
Yeah.
In 4 fucking days, dude. Yeah. I scheduled the surgery a week later, and I'm 3 weeks out of surgery. So here's the kicker, right? So I'm recovering from this. I still have all the nerve pain. It's gone in my back. It's better. Other areas are better, but I'm still feeling the nerve pain like down my chest. It feels like now that all the pressure is off the nerves, and they're starting to cooperate and exchange info with the muscles again. So the muscles are starting to get some, blood flow, and it's called reintervention. It's when the nerves start working with the muscles again after they've been compressed for years, right?
Wow. You know what? Mine must have been not compressed for very long, because I remember the relief from the nerve was instant. Like the next morning when I woke up, I had none of the pain. It must have not nearly been as bad as yours.
Yeah, mine was bad. But dude, imagine like somebody having their boot on your throat for 7 months.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what this guy did to me with those discs. And then all of a sudden, just because they take their boot off your throat, dude, you're still going to have an indentation there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he said that's what's going on. It's going to take time for these nerves to regenerate and heal. But anyway, so a friend of mine said, look, why don't you talk to an attorney, and this guy shouldn't even be practicing and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this attorney calls me and he's asking me, what happened? He asked me what happened, and I'm telling him the whole process and how I just had to have a second surgery to fix what the first guy did. So he's like, who's the doctor? So I tell him, and he's like, oh, I know him.
Even the lawyer knows him.
So, but the way he said it, it made it sound like he was his neighbor, or his friend,
Yeah.
Well, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or is this a conflict of interest? Like, what do you mean you know? He said, well, let me tell you a little story. Right?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's a 27-year-old girl, okay? She gets into a car accident, has some neck damage, right? She goes to see a neurosurgeon, okay? He tells her she's a candidate for disc replacement surgery. So he puts a disc in her neck. The girl's only 4'8", so she's a smaller stature girl.
Okay.
The spaces in her cervical spine are more narrow than the average person, right?
Okay, yeah.
But he decides to jam this disc in there anyway, right? He said she was calling him, telling him she's in pain. It's not good. Oh, it's all part of it. It's all part of it. Don't worry. It's going to get better. The disc was lodged so improperly in her neck. It was rubbing against her cervical spine, causing an inflammation effect. And because of that, she sustained a bacterial infection.
Holy shit.
So the bacterial infection travels down her spinal cord, and now she's paralyzed from the waist down.
Holy shit.
So he goes, guess who that doctor was?
No.
My fucking doctor. He goes, thank God you got those things out of your neck.
Wow. Did you ever see that George Carlin joke where he said somewhere in the world there was the worst doctor?
Yeah, I found him.
And the scary part is somebody has an appointment with him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you.
That was good. That was
Holy shit. The only thing that should be shoved in a woman's body that is oversized is breast implants. That's it. Unbelievable. Well, I'm glad you're doing much better now, man. Shit.
Yeah.
So we properly named this this episode Training Through Injury.
Right.
So what I wanted to do was basically talk about how training through, because certain injuries you could kind of, muscle through.
Yeah.
And then certain injuries you shouldn't. And how to tell the difference. And then what supplements and PEDs are best for healing. So, because a lot of times, I'm sure you've gotten this, right? I'm sure you've gotten guys in the gym that go, hey, Jay, listen, let me ask you, man, I got this real pain in my shoulder. What should I do? Every time I do shoulders, every time I do bench, when do you tell them it's time to go to a doctor as opposed to, just work through it, you'll be fine?
Well, if it's to the part where you can't function, it might be a good idea to go to a doctor, get it looked at. If it's a muscle or ligament, you want to get an MRI done. Hi, Holly. You want to get an MRI done to see if there's any type of tear or retraction in a tendon or a muscle. I mean, if that's the case, dude, you got to get surgery. Like if you can't train through a tendon rupture or a tear. Right. If it's a cellular tear in the muscle, not a disattachment, that's something that you got to learn to work through. And little minor injuries like, your AC joint or your rotator cuff's a little fucked up. Like, you got to learn. There's going to be injuries all the time. Your elbows hurt, your knees hurt, this hurt. Oh, I tweaked my back. Obviously you want to stay away from the things that are causing that problem. But sooner or later, you got to learn. Bear with me with the dog out.
Yeah, no problem.
You got to learn how to deal with these things, right? So there's been a lot of chatter. Yeah. There's been a lot of chatter on hormone replacement therapy, anabolics, any base level of anabolics, I think is great for recovery. Growth hormone or IGF-1, I believe, is great for for recovery.
Yeah.
You know, post-surgery for me through this neck surgery, you know, it's rough because it was surgery on my cervical spine, you know, so dude, I was still eating, I was still losing weight, you know, like, because your body is in such shock that your body's just firing, cortisol is being released, you know, there's, you know, your body's just eating up everything, just recovering from the trauma to your central nervous system, right? And there's not much you could do for that, you know, but for normal wear and tear injuries, and you know, and I know there's a lot of touch on the BPC, a lot of talk on the BPC 157,
right.
TB 500. But what people have to realize is, and I hear these guys talking, you know, on these reels and their posts about the greatness of all these peptides. And again, I'm not shitting on the peptides. So there's a lot of work wonderfully, but when they speak about them, you have to realize when they're trying to recite studies or clinical work, and none of them are fully out of clinical trials yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they'll cite information on them, but you don't know who the subjects are. And they talk about, oh, this is killing your mitochondria output because you're in constant inflammation. Well, who's your subject? You know, a 400-pound obese guy with metabolic syndrome? Okay, great. Yeah, then he has inflammation. But what people don't realize is you need inflammation. You know, inflammation is what helps your body recover. If you're constantly in a state of promoting anti-inflammatory properties, no muscle is going to heal. Right. You know, no tendon or ligament is going to repair. You know, prostaglandins create inflammation. Injury causes prostaglandins to fire in your body to signal blood flow, hormone release, get your body to respond to that trauma, and it causes an inflammation effect. That's the swelling you get. Mm-hmm. That swelling is all inflammation. It's blood flow, and it helps you heal. If you didn't have that, dude, you would never heal. Like even with the surgical spine surgery I just had, I had to do a fusion. So I can't take any anti-inflammatories because you want to promote inflammatory.
That's right. Same thing with me when I did it. Yeah.
Yes. And dude, the same thing applies for athletes. Like that's why you go deep tissue massage. You do the guns, you do shock therapy, you do this, you do that, because you do a sauna, because heating supplies blood flow. Inflammation promotes blood flow and recovery. If you're in a constant state, like I said before, of just pushing shit, anti-inflammatories, it's not good for your system. Mm-hmm. So when you hear these people talk, oh, it's anti-inflammatory. Well, who the fuck wants that?
Right.
Who's your subject? You know what I mean? You need inflammation. And after the inflammation's been there, then I get it, where if you want to break up some free radicals and get rid of some of the dead blood that's not working anymore, you flush it out to promote new healthy blood to get there to recovery. But yeah, training through injuries, dude, like you have to know the difference, you know, between subtle little acute injuries and something that's more long-term that could require getting an MRI done or seeking surgery, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, what I tell people is, if they're having, or even with myself, you know, if people come to me and say, oh, I'm having, you know, my elbow or my shoulder or my whatever, I immediately say, well, take some time off and see if it's healing. You know, if it's your shoulder and you need to avoid shoulders for a couple of weeks, avoid shoulders for a couple of weeks. Whatever hurts, you know, if you're doing a certain bench movement, don't do it. Lay off the shoulder for a couple of weeks and see if it starts healing on its own. And then you know it's pretty minor. But if it's just getting worse, then you're gonna have to go to a doctor. That's it. And that's what I do with myself. If I feel like oh, my shoulders bother me, or I have a tear on my calf, or you know, whatever the case may be, I just avoid it for a couple of weeks, see if it's healing, and then I kind of ease into it. Okay, well, it's healing. Let me see if I could do calves today. If I feel like I have a minor calf tear, let me see if I could do calves today after 2 weeks of not doing it. And then I just judge it on my own. And what's funny is that more times than not, it seems to be minor. It was only that one major time where I had to have, surgery. I had spinal stenosis, 3 herniated discs, and like you said, I had it fused too. But it was really the back of my neck, and that's basically what I tell people. Because when people first work out, especially when they first start too, they don't understand. A lot of them don't even understand the difference between your muscles being sore from working out, or if you're injured. Like they're that green,
Yeah, you're either hurt or you're injured. There's 2 different things.
Yeah, right.
If you're hurt, you could continue. If you're injured, you got to sit out. But another good thing to practice, if you are hurt, right? And let's say you have an anterior shoulder problem or it's something in your AC joint, and anything overhead or your rotator cuff, anything overhead is causing some trauma. So I'd recommend doing some band work your side delts, work your rear delts, anything that's going to incorporate blood flow to the surrounding area, because it might hurt too much to do the movement, but do stuff that actually that complements it. So work the side, your medial head of your delt or your rear delt. Holly says, "Oh my God, the doctor." Yeah, you're right, Holly. And hopefully after these lawsuits, you won't be practicing much longer. But
yeah, really, it's unbelievable.
But yeah, work the upper part of your chest. Do some mobility work. You have to train. You have to train and a hurt area. If it's injured post surgery, or then you got to take your time. You got to rehab it. You got to do this. You got to do that. But if anybody thinks that you're going to train for something, or you're going to prepare for something, and you're going to be injury free,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, oh, dude, I tweaked the back of my knee. I can't do this, so I can't do the competition, or I can't do the activity. Dude, I got news for you, dude. There's going to be something every fucking time you try.
You're never going to do it then. And if you don't get injured, you're almost not training right.
Yeah.
Right? Like not injured, but if you don't like, there's always going to be, like you said, strains and tears and things and so on and so forth. And if you don't actually go through that, you're probably training like between a tortoise and a flower, somewhere in that area. You got
to learn how to train through injuries, dude. Because there's never going to be a time when your prep goes perfectly. Yeah. There's never going to be a time when you're not feeling something.
Right.
Something's not nagging you. There's no tweak here. There's no inflammation there. I can't tell you how many shows I've prepared for, and every one of them I had a different nagging injury that caused me to shift, my preparation for that show, or that activity.
Right. Yeah.
So, get used to the pain, Yeah.
Well, what's funny is that I call Jay on a regular basis to pick his brain about pretty much everything, honestly. And so remember, I called you like, I don't know, 3 months ago, and I was like, yeah, I was on TRT and growth hormone. I'm like, I'm just gonna come off everything and so on and so forth. And I came off growth hormone for like 2 months, whatever. And then I started feeling like a 49-year-old guy in the gym. Yeah. I had shoulder pain. I had pain in my leg and all in my so on and so forth. And I did not realize until then how growth hormone really helps to heal.
So I recommend that, dude. I don't know how much you're doing, but I just started again. I'm doing only 2 IUs a day.
Yeah.
And dude, it's only been 3 days, but I could tell you, dude, after 3 days, I feel a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does help with nerve regeneration. It does help with recovery. It keeps your body. And what's great about growth hormone is it keeps all of your anabolic hormones active. Right? It's the most prominent and the most complementary anabolic hormone you could attack and try to get a higher dose of, because it complements everything else in your body. It does make you a little more insulin resistant.
Yeah. Yeah.
But unless you're morbidly obese, that's not a problem.
Right. Yeah. It's it's night and day. Like literally, GH is really helps with healing. So as soon as I went, not as soon as I went back on, but literally a month after I went back on, the majority of the pain, had subsided. The other thing that helps too with me a lot, and I remember asking you about this, I think about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, DECA. Like if I have elbow, shoulder, knee, I never really have knee problems, knock on wood, but like lower back, and I start using DECA, and I haven't used DECA in over a year. The only thing I've been using is testosterone and growth hormone, but it really helps. And you were the one that said to me, it's the lubrication from the DECA of the joints but it really, really, really helps.
It helps your body release extra lubrication in the joints and keeps everything going a little more pliable. And you don't need a lot of it,
right.
It's not, you get away with doing 250 mgs a week. 400 mgs a week is great. You don't really need more of that, and dude, for years I've done my TRT and I've kind of, I miss a shot for 2-3 weeks. Dude, I was off it for almost 8 weeks and I'm trying to recover from the surgery. And dude, I'm feeling it. I just didn't want to be on anything before the surgery because I just wanted to clean my system out. I didn't even want to leave the house because I don't want to get sick beforehand.
Right.
Because I was in so much pain that I was like, nothing's going to prevent me from getting the surgery. Because you show up there and your white blood cell count's high or you got COVID or something, God forbid, and they're not going to treat you. They're not going to perform the surgery. So, but I'll tell you, I just recently started that again, and I already feel a significant difference. And I've used peptides before, but dude, nothing compares to real growth hormone.
Yeah, no, it happens to be true. And I use anywhere from 2 to 4 units. Honestly, I usually use 3 to 4 units a day.
You take it at night or in the morning?
I take 2 in the morning. I take either 1 or 2 in the morning, and then 2 at night.
Oh, so you're splitting it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
What about over-the-counter stuff, natural products? And this is a perfect time to plug I Prevail Subs. That's right. This is coming to you, but from I Prevail Subs. So please go to the link is in my description. I Prevail Subs, and there's the discount code SNS10. So please give that a shot.
Yeah. So I make a product called Amped Up. It's an epiandro natural testosterone booster. People use it for PCT, post-cycle therapy, when they're coming off testosterone replacement therapy, because it helps boost your natural levels. Dude, you can take 1 pill a day. It boosts your testosterone and your DHT levels. And in turn, it really keeps your body active. It keeps your hormones active. It regulates your testosterone. For women, it helps regulate your estrogen. There's a mild anti-estrogen in it also. And it's got some Tomcat Ollie, which boosts your testosterone also and helps your fertility. So if your sperm cells are a little low, it could help boost that. But anything that's going to raise your natural test level is going to help in recovery. So this is sitting right next to me, ironically, because it's got to go out for a website order. But Dream Chaser, dude, this is
yes.
Weight products.
Yeah.
Anything that promotes better restful sleep, you're going to recover better. You're going to repair better. I can't tell you how, even with this, I mean, it's different. I came out of surgery, but my sleep has been terrible. It's been terrible since the surgery. But now that I'm feeling a little better, I can move a little bit at night, I started using this. And like I said, in 3 nights, and on the TRT and the growth hormone, it really, it shows the importance of taking the right products for the right cause. Aminos, your pre-workouts, your nitrous oxide products, stuff that helps blood flow. This is stuff that's going to keep your body healthy, keep things moving.
When we were younger, the big supplement, over-the-counter supplement that everybody used, especially for healing, was glutamine. Is that still a good supplement to use on its own?
Glutamine's a great supplement, and I have it in my amino formula, and I have it in my intra formula. It's great for your immune system. It's great for gut health, and it's great for recovery. And it's one of those supplements that, dude, it has standed. John, how long? You're almost 50.
Yep.
You've been in this scene at least 30 years, right?
Yeah.
we've seen supplements come and go. Stuff that was hot 3-4 years ago, you don't even fucking hear about it anymore.
All the time, yeah.
Because everybody loves the shiny new toy. Everybody chases, and that's what's great about how I formulate products is leucine, your aminos, glutamine, creatine. This is stuff that will stand the test of time. It's never going anywhere, dude.
That's right.
And if you implement them with the right ingredients that complement them all in a way that creates a synergistic effect, your recovery will be that much better, and everybody's got to stop chasing the cool new thing on fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
Like it's sad to say, dude. It really is, because
it's so funny how people just jump on the trend immediately. Like there are
people that are abandoning normal protocols because they want to try this new peptide. And dude, I'm not saying all peptides. There's some that are really good.
Yeah.
But there's not even studies on, this does this. It's it. Okay.
Yeah.
And they just all over it.
I mean,
I've used peptides.
Okay, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I've used peptides that I saw great data on.
Yeah.
And dude, they've done absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna tell me that taking creatine every day, you'll never feel that. Of course you will.
Yeah.
Taking glutamine every day, of course you will. Use your aminos and a leucine product every day. You're going to feel it. And when you notice it, as soon as you stop taking it.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you might not feel it when you're on it. Like with a good essential and branched chain amino acid product, like the amino impact or the rehab, like you feel good when you're on it. I'm recovering good. But then if you stop, like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know what's working. And I was using these peptides, and you're on them, and you're like, I don't know, dude. I really don't feel much. I'm not feeling this. I'm not seeing this, despite what these gym bros are claiming that they do on TikTok. It's
unbelievable.
And I'm not talking about all of them, because there are some that show really good promise. But then you stop taking them. I said, I've noticed nothing. Nothing when I was on them, and it was no different when I was off of it.
And if any young people are out there that are watching this, do yourself a favor. When you listen to somebody who, I guess you want to refer to him as an influencer, listen to somebody who's been in the game for 20, 30, 40 years. Don't the 18-year-old kid with the six-pack, don't listen. He doesn't know. Think about, if you're listening to a 19-year-old kid with think about it like this. 5 years ago, he was 14. All right. He knows nothing. Listen to guys like Jason Arntz. Listen to guys like Dave Palumbo. Listen to guys like Paul Barnett, who filled in for Jay 2 weeks ago. Listen to those guys that have been in the game for a long time, and they will tell you exactly what Jason is saying. There are supplements and there are PEDs that stand the test of time, and they always work and they always will. And don't immediately jump on the trend. Because most of the time, that's all it is that, or you're jumping on what you think is a trend, and it's just repackaged, right? Like when we were kids, it was Atkins, and then it was the caveman, and then it's just fucking no carb, it's just low carb.
South Beach diet,
Mediterranean diet. It's just like, holy shit! We've been doing this forever. This is nothing new,
Keto. It's the same shit.
Keto, the same fucking thing. Yeah, right. I'm doing keto, and then people just have no fucking clue that it's the same thing that has been going on for 40 years. So always listen to people. Like I always make this example. Like as a trade, I was an electrician before I worked in the sewer. And if you need an electrician, right, and a 25-year-old kid comes to your house, and he's got sweatpants on and sneakers, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm the electrician." And you go, "How long?"
I'm gonna rewire your circuit panel.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Take a fucking walk. Dude.
Yeah. But then a guy who's 50, 60, who's got 2 trucks, he's got full of tools. He's got 5 guys working for him. He's
schlepping into the house because he's done this job a million fucking times.
Yeah,
and
that's the guy you want.
Anymore. Right.
And for some reason, for some reason, influencers and personal trainers, people don't hold that same standard. I have no fucking idea why, but it's the truth. Please, just you will thank me. Unbelievable. The personal trainers are the worst. There'll be a 20-year-old kid who just, because you don't even have to take the test anymore. You go online and you do. I'm ACE certified now. The fuck does that mean? You don't know shit. You know? So please, especially if you're injured, especially.
So what does this guy say? You guys ever try the Tiger Balm underneath the elbow sleeve trick? Yeah, so Tiger Balm, any of those topical ointments, they're great at helping you get through a workout because it either ices you or numbs you or creates heat, so it breaks up the pain you're having. I say, look, it's not going to heal you, but do anything that can help you get through the workout, you can't argue with it. Yeah.
Tiger Balm, and before Tiger Balm, it was Ben Gay, right? Ben Gay was the original one.
There was Flexol. There was Icy Hot.
Icy Hot. Yeah. Ben Gay is the original one, right?
Yeah.
You would stink too. You would smell like fucking old people. It was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Jay. I'm glad you're feeling better, dude. So now we have to definitely get together. Holidays are over. You're feeling better. And we'll go from there. But I'm really happy that you're back on the show and you're feeling good and everything is going better, man.
Yeah, dude. Thanks. It's great to be back, dude. And it's been December was a rough month, but now we see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we should be back.
You're past it. All right, good, brother. Listen, I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll touch. All right, brother.
All right, later.
Be safe.